So you have to pour yourself into laying a dreamscape. Cheerlead yourself in your journal. Instead of saying, what if something really bad goes on? What if I lose? What if I blow the account? What happens if this doesn't work on my next 10 trades? Change that to, what if I've waited too long to be disorganized? How incredible will I see my results turn around and be more consistent when I'm not focused on the adversities that could happen? And I don't know if they're going to happen, but if they do, that's why I have risk management. That's why I have a stop loss. That's why I don't over leverage. See, when you have a system and you have an organization and you have a model that you say, I can't trade more than this many contracts. I can't take more than this many trades per day. I can't risk this much money on any one individual trade. You know what that does? See, men, we think that is, you can't do something. You better not do it. You better not. And the young punk in us sees that sign, says, don't walk on the grass. What are we going to do? Say it. You know what that's going to do. I'm going to moonwalk on that. That's how we're wired. We're cavemen. We're like Neanderthals. You have to do this. You can't drive faster than 55 and don't cross the yellow line. And what do we do? The guy in front of us is going too slow. Get the fuck out of my way. I'm crossing the yellow line and I'm doing 85 miles an hour in a 35 mile an hour zone. Why? Because I'm a fucking caveman. That's why. I'm just wired that way. But you can't do that in trading. You can't do that in trading. You're going to have your hinder parts handed to you expediently. It's going to happen just like that. You're going to think you're special. They happen so quickly for you. That's service with a smile. You got to tell yourself, what if I get 5 winning trades in a row? How exciting is that? And if it happens that you get a losing trade, you don't go in there, oh, well, I blew that. You say, you know what? This is what I learned from taking that loss, and I'm glad I only lost a little bit. I have this much money still in my trading account, and I am getting experience. I am learning how to manage losses. Done. You're not, I got to get back real quick. I got to grab my club, walk outside my front door of my cave and go find something and bonk it on the head and drag it back to my cave, because that's what a caveman does. Cavemen don't make good traders. You don't see any cavemen trading. But you have to trade your nightmarish perspective for a dreamscape perspective. You got to really energize yourself and focus on the positives of everything, even if it's a losing trade. That is experience that you can't pay for outside of what your loss was. You can't buy that in a book. I can't sell you that experience. You have to experience it. No one can make you better by having the idea instilled in you that you're never going to have a losing trade. But the people that are doing the best in this industry are the ones that are going to be upfront and say, you know what, here's what's going to happen to you, okay? You're going to feel like you're ready to do it before you should. And you're going to make the mistake. Everybody does it. I did it. I rushed in there. I rushed in and I had my ass handed to me in one day. And it scared me. But that lesson I still hold today. It taught me that even though I was wrong, somebody made 50% of my trade. What it cost me for that option, they made that in sleep. It woke up and the option value was in half. Fire sale. See you later. Thanks for playing, Michael. That scared me. And the initial fear transformed into, wait a minute. This is a net sum zero game, Linda. The bottom line is this. If you're losing, somebody else is getting that money. So who's getting it? The person that was right. So I changed my perspective to, what happens if I lose again? What happens if I blow another account? What happens if I'm wrong all week long? What if I'm wrong in the direction? What if I picked the wrong grain market? Because back then I was trading grains, soybeans, oats, corn, wheat. I said, you know what? I'm going to strip this down and remove all of these moving parts. I got too many things, like a kid in a candy store. I don't know what I want to grab next. I need to focus on one market, bonds. And I was interested in S&P. And here's the thing, okay? You want to see influence and the effect in my life? I was killing it in bonds. But because I kept watching those videos, Larry Williams saying, I made this much money in S&P, I made this much money in S&P, I made this much money in S&P. What am I hearing? You better be trading S&P or you're not going to be like your hero. Come on, get like Larry, boy. Get your ass in there and trade the S&P. Come on. And while it only had a very small range daily, a couple handles daily, your average stop loss is many times greater than the average daily range back when I was trading the S&P. It's like we're cussing and pissing a fit if you would have saw what that volatility was like applied to today. Like you don't even know like how good you got it right now. Like you have no idea how good you got it. Ask somebody like Larry Williams who's got a decade more experience than I do, and I lived those years and he lived them before I did, and he's traded that market more than I have and longer than I have with more contracts than I ever did. Think about that. I guarantee if you asked him, what's the volatility like compared to today and when you were trading in 1987, in 1990, up to 1995, the volatility was really, really constricted. But you could find setups. And today, you have the gift. You have the gift of what we prayed for. We prayed to the illusionary gods of the market back then. Please, market gods, let this market move 10 handles today. It wouldn't. But the bottom line is we would do it. We had these problems of talking to the screen, talking to the charts, talking to the TV, FNN, Financial News Network. It's later became CNBC, I think it was. If someone said something bad about the market you're in, shut up, you so-and-so. You're going to make the market go down against me. Come on, man. I've been there, but I don't do that now. Why? Because somebody else's opinion, in my opinion, is wrong. Everybody else is wrong. Why do I think that way? Is it narcissistic? No. Outwardly looking at me, it sounds like a narcissist. It sounds like this guy is full of himself. Well, that's true because I've filled myself up with positivity. I'm so sugary sweet with love of myself that nobody's bringing me down. It's not going to happen because I did this to myself for years, for decades, feeding positivity in my journal. It's like a superpower. You see it, I'm online. Somebody comes and talks smack to me. I'm out there on X. I'm not hiding from anybody. But somebody comes at me, I'm immediately, bam, right back in your face. Give it to them. And that's really why I'm on X. I can't put it down. I'm so addicted to just slapping them around. I just love it. But if I'm going to be there, I might as well make it a carnival-like atmosphere and share some stuff too, right? I know for the guys thinking right now, but why aren't you on Telegram right now? You've been real quiet in Telegram. Well, we were in a big move this week. So Daddy had to take care of things, and I didn't want to mess it up. And the volatility is too high, and there's too many of you that are brand new. I don't want to say something and influence you in a time when the market could absolutely take your head clean off. So I moved to what? The higher time frame. So you still got what I told you was going to happen, and you've seen it. But if you wrecked yourself, you did it to yourself because I was not in there calling 1 minute candlesticks where you could have been influenced by me. That's responsibility. A 20-year-old me on America Online, we would have been in there with cowboy boots on. Woo! Let's stomp around in this. Let's get it on. Let's get mud on the tires, baby. Now, 53 years old this year, a little reserved. I understand that, I felt like I was addicted to crack of looking at everything on the marketplace when I was coming up. If anybody was talking about the market, I don't care what they were talking about. Bollinger Bands, all that silly stuff. Moving average crossovers, point and figure charts, whatever it was, I was there listening to it. I was like, keep talking, baby, keep talking. It's like pillow talk. Now, what I try to do, and unfortunately other people from other I guess, persuasions of trading. They don't like me because I basically say everything that they're doing is wrong. And that's me staying kayfabe. It's like in wrestling. I'm always in character, meaning that if we're going to talk the markets, we're going to talk the markets on my terms, because every one of you don't know what the fuck you're doing. You're all lost. You don't know what you're doing. So I don't want to hear your opinion. So if we're going to talk about the markets, we're going to talk my language, and I'm going to do most of the talking. It's not a discussion. You can ask me a question, but you're not teaching me anything. You're never going to teach me anything. And I've done that to myself, where I've basically